Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're a first timer here, I'm the scrapbooking photographer and Linda's my name. Today I'm incredibly excited about getting this layout put together. I've been thinking about it for so long and picked up different ideas from different people and going to try and blend it into my own kind of thing. But the other thing that's really exciting is that this is my first video for a coast-to-coast collaboration. It's a monthly hop where the ladies pick a set of prompts from the Close to My Heart story by Stacy. So we have 4 prompts to work with. This month we have a special day, so a birthday, wedding, anniversaries, reunions, holidays, milestones, graduations. So I have decided I'm going to work with some old photos from my 21st. I won't tell you how old they actually are because that would be giving away too much information, but quite old. Inspiration, so something from social media, painting, song, sculpture, fabric, scrapbook page or magazine. So I'm also a member of many groups on Facebook where there's lots of ideas and sketches. So I have chosen a sketch that is my inspiration for today, and I'll show you that in a second. New products. So to use something that's I've never used, experiment, new to use, something different or fresh from the package. So falling into that category for me is this stamp and thin cut set from Close to My Heart, which I have had. I ordered a little while ago and I've been itching to use it. And when I got the prompts for today's video, I thought, right, I'll keep it in its package until today. So it is not been out of its package. It will be unveiled today. And repurposing found items, buttons, ribbons, stickers, memorabilia or everyday items. That's a tricky one. I didn't have any memorabilia to keep from my 21st, but I'm going to add in a few ribbons, I think. Alrighty, so back to inspiration. This image is the sketch that has been provided by Soul Scrappers as a challenge for this month. So this is the sketch I'm going to follow. So I figured that I can use balloons up in this area where they've got some embellishments there, and also I can have some ribbons added to my tags on the side. So one photo, a 4x5, which is an interesting shape because usually they're 4x6. But funnily enough, the photos that came from my 21st must have been taken in an era where overgrown photos were produced. So they're kind of bigger than a normal 4x6. So we were living in Wellington and my parents were living in Auckland. So we met up halfway in Taupo at a hotel, and my brothers and their wives came down as well. So we had a nice evening there. Some of the photos, unfortunately, are a bit blurry. So I'm just going to choose one for tonight, which will be that one. So I'll trim that down to 4x5 so that it fits the sketch, and then we'll work from there. Measuring this photo in its original state, it actually measures 5 by, I would say, 7. And they're all that size. So whether my dad decided to get them printed big or whether they just came that big, I don't know. But it's quite good because trimming it down, I'll be able to get rid of this mess on the side, the door handle and some of this distracting stuff at the top. So here we go, down to 4x5. So as per the sketch, I'm going to start with a piece of white daisy as a background. Then I'm using the Dream Maker papers. I really liked this piece that had just a hint of the yellow down here. I keep using the photo as a little bit of inspiration, so the yellow in my top kind of blends in well there. Now the zip strip actually mentions Sundance or Lemonade. Sundance I feel is too bright. Lemonade I feel is kind of too yellow. So I brought in a piece of honey butter, and I think that goes. So it just goes to show that the list on the zip strip is not exhaustive and not exclusive to anything else. So I'm actually going to choose to go with the honey butter. Taking the zip strip off first. This Dream Maker paper has been beautiful. A beautiful pack of paper, almost makes you not want to cut it. And I'm also going to take the top piece off, but I really like that yellow down in the bottom left hand corner. So bringing in the 12 by 12, this piece comes straight down the middle, and this piece goes in here. Now in the sketch it has another piece underneath. The options that I've got are using more yellow, but that might be too much yellow. Sort of like that. I think I'd like something a little bit more contrasty down here. So this is another option, but even that's a little bit weak on the side, so I think something a little stronger. So if we bring this piece in, I quite like the way that provides a contrast between the white and the paper. But if I turn it over, got the same kind of colour here, and I think continuing with the leaf theme is going to be the way to go. So I'm going to trim this kind of in there so I get the dark red through to the light green, which will just slightly blend in with what we see in the background there. That piece, then we'll bring this piece in, and that piece. So that's this bit and this bit sorted on the sketch. So that's looking good. So for the unveiling, it's just so exciting unpacking these new things. I really like the way that this set has not put the balloon little ties attached to the stamp, so we can use them as individual numbers if we want to, or add the balloon tags and turn them into balloons. So as it's new, I'm just going to season it before I use it. And I was lucky enough to get the stamp and thin cuts. So I'm going to use the thin cuts to cut out the number 21 to go on this page. And I'll do that in the honey butter. Like that, we have the 21. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp it in black. And swap that over for the 1. Oh, I love it. That set is going to get a lot of use. So I've brought the stamped and cut 21 back onto the page, and I think I would like a little bit of definition around here. So I've also cut a piece of black just to go underneath that. And I might just take that board away because sometimes it can be a little bit deceptive with the extra black around the outside. I have also cut some tags using the tab thin cuts from Close to My Heart, and they're going to go in there. Now they come with 2 different shapes in the pack, so I just thought I'd use both and put them in there with some ribbons. And then I need a title up here and some journaling down the bottom, and I'm thinking what I'm going to do is use the honey butter. And again, I'm using the light side here. So the sketch has it up here and down here, but I don't want to cover this yellow piece. So I'm going to go there, and I've got this piece, but I might just go in there. I think they also need to be outlined with a little bit of black. So I'll do that and then see what that looks like. Okay, so I have mounted that on the black now, and I think that looks really good. This one I had this way, and I'm actually going to turn it because I quite like the red up here. Now I've also mounted the photo, which is going to come in here. The title I want to come in here, and the journaling box is going to come in here. Tags are going to come in here, and then we're going to bring some more yellow in on the top with the 21. To soften everything, I'm going to use another brilliant idea that I've been inspired by one of the ladies who is also a maker for Close to My Heart, Chelsea Vorasmarty, who used these in one of her beautiful layouts, and it's actually the digital artwork from the Hello Darling set. So it's these flowers in here, and they just look gorgeous with vellum behind them. So I went into my Cricut and used these settings from the double page spread, and I just love them. I think they look gorgeous, and I'm just going to pop them around here to soften things down a little bit. So I'm happy to stick the base on now, and then work from there. So I stuck everything down except for the title because I'm going to stamp that, so I'll do that separately. And I'm going to even things up a little bit and bring it out so that it's kind of in line there. I'm just going to play with these. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so I was thinking that I quite like that little one up there on the side of the title, but I just have to check if there's room around the stamp that I've chosen. And this one, I think, to cover some of the corner of this photo would be quite good there. So I'm going to stick that down there, I think. And this one, quite like one on the journaling box. So I've just played with those at the moment. I'm not happy to stick them yet. I'm going to do the title and see how much room is left on that. So the stamp I've chosen is from an old stamp of the month, be quite some time ago, I think, which is this one. It's called Birthday Time, and I just want to use this happy birthday up here. We'll do it in the black so it matches in with the border around the outside. We'll just stick that in there. Now it's time to put down these vellum flowers. So after quite a bit of fiddling, I decided that they were all a bit big for up here. So in the ones that I had cut out, I found a smaller one. So that fits a lot better there. And then this grouping of 3 just uses a little bit of that space up, so it gives me that straight area to journal. And then these ones, I'm going to put them together. I tried it with one, but if I put the other one on top and then put the 21 on, I think that is going to work better. So I will stick them down now. I have some very fine black ribbon that has come off a gift at some point and gone into my stash, but it's quite wide, so I'm just going to cut it up the middle. Probably enough. And we'll see how that looks on these. Okay, so we can just chop them off. Get rid of the frame bits. We'll stick those down in there. I tried all sorts of different colours there, but I think the black just kind of balances things a little bit. Now these are going to come up here on a little bit of foam tape. Alright, so I've just stuck those down on the end there. Now I want some little words on here. So all of these ones here kind of relate to it. Certainly best day was a great day, as I recall. And love, there was a lot of love around. And I just thought I'd pop a couple of these little hearts. Okay, and we're just about done. I'll do some journaling. Okay, so with the journaling done, all that remains really is to pop a few little pieces of bling. I'm fairly happy with that. I just might nip around the edges with my blending tool. Okay, I'm just going to hold this with my paper towel because often I find after I've put the blending tool onto the holder, I end up with ink on my fingers. And at this stage, having finished everything, it's the last thing I want to do, is get ink on everything. I still think it could do with a little bit extra, so I'm just going to add a few little gold splashes with the shimmer brush. Now, it can be a little bit temperamental, so I'll just go very gently. Okay, and we'll leave that to dry. So I will take some close-up pictures of different pieces and pop them at the end of the video. But I have thoroughly enjoyed putting that together, and as usual when I get to the end I think, well, it would have been so much easier if I'd done around the edges at the beginning and perhaps done the shimmer brush at the beginning, but really I didn't quite know how it was going to turn out, so using the photo as the inspiration and moving forward with the sketch that I'd chosen, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. So going back to the sketch, this is what we've got there, so I'm pretty happy with the way mine's come together. It'll be interesting to see what everybody else in the Coast to Coast collaboration comes up with for the Stacy story prompts that we had. So just going back, we celebrated a birthday. The inspiration was my sketch from Soul Scrappers. I have used some ribbon on here and some little bits. And what was the fourth thing? Oh, my new stamp and die cut set for these numbers, which was just lovely. Thanks for watching, everybody, and if you have liked what you've seen today, your subscription to my YouTube channel would be most appreciated. Enjoy watching all the videos, and I'll see you next time. Happy crafting!